And Zoom then is going out to YouTube, setting up YouTube Live and redirecting it to YouTube Live. Perfect. It's working fine. So, okay, let me just go back. Going out to YouTube, setting up YouTube Live and redirecting it. So I have to mute it. I don't need to hear myself twice. Okay, welcome. We have a packed day today. One is I want everyone to do a pitch of your proposals. We'll go through the groups just to hear your pitch quickly of what you intend to do for your project. I will approve it today, and on Wednesday, we'll start forming our project. We'll start with our website with Wix. We'll also have a presentation by our academic partnership representative from Wix. They'll be coming in, also showing some Vibe programming. And also later today, I asked you to review some readings on caller ID, AI caller, sometimes it's called. And we'll have a representative talking to folks talking about that with us today. AWS, anybody hear what happened today? It was down, right? So since it was down, Canvas was down, a number of companies came down, and also Wiley Plus. I don't know if it's back up. So we have delayed the Wiley Plus quizzes. Jorge, thanks for letting us know about it, right? The Wiley Plus was down, so we extended the deadline till Wednesday to do the Wiley Plus. Blackboard is still up and running, so we're good with that. Okay, so we're gonna start with Isa. You can help us go through it. Group one, who's in group one?
This is Madden's group.
Madden's group one. So Madden, are you here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, so Madden, you want to go through real quickly your group? At 4 o'clock, we're going to have some guest speakers come in, so I want to make sure that we hear everybody's proposals. Do you want to maybe share your screen, Madden, so we can see both of them?
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay, are you able to see it? Think.
Yeah. Okay.
So for proposal one, we wanted to create use AI as basically like a personal stylist. And we named it Style Sync. Basically, it's a software that you would put your that offers ideas for what to wear. Like just if you can implement your closet. So like we're gonna have it's like a virtual kind of closet thing, but with your own clothes, and then the software will put together outfits for you. So
similar to some of those services, what is it, Stitch and other ones that'll send you clothes. This is going to be virtual, kind of like your style. I think there's a couple of those. Yeah, you can look at are doing a lot of that. Okay, and what's the second one?
Our second one was more of like on the environmental side.
What?
Our second one was more on like the environmental side. So it like offers like consulting sessions and like demos templates that teach clients to use AI for campaign strategies. And focuses on like practical user-friendly tools and turns creativity into consistent results and measurable engagement.
Okay, so this is for companies or for marketing agencies?
It would be for like small marketing agencies, boutiques, like personal
Mhm.
brands.
Boutiques, meaning boutiques of businesses or boutique marketing agencies?
Marketing agencies, yeah.
Okay, rather than I'm a small business and I don't want to use a marketing agency. I want to do it in-house.
Yeah.
Okay. And which do you prefer?
I think we were leaning more towards style sync just because when we were going over it with our TAs, they were like, oh, how it's kind of more of a unique
Okay, what
idea.
I would do too is I would do a review beforehand and see if other people are doing something similar. And then find on those other similar ones, you can even do a review of part of your business could be reviewing what's available as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
Then, that's what I'd start off with. It's because
Okay.
I've seen some of those that people are doing that, find my style, find my my look, right? It's almost like makeover, but this is for my whole style. Okay, I approve it. Okay, let's go to,
Thank
so
you.
you can stop sharing or and let me just even share. So like we can do this quickly. Let me share my screen, right? And in terms of sharing. And then Daniel, you'll let me know when Henrik and Giannis come in. Be so kind.
Yep.
Okay. So in this case, let me, we're in H. Let me go back to the audit and assignments. Yes, then assignment groups. Okay, so group one. Group two, Sophia, Brandon, Carissa, and Marco. Okay, so I need then final project. For next time, put the final project up on the top so it's easy to go to. Okay, so it's proposals. So we have Sync Tutors and Reflect AI. Okay, Sync Tutors is the mission synchronized learning. Okay. And this is Reflect AI. Anybody want to, from this group, want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to start with the Sync Tutors or Reflect AI?
I liked Reflect AI.
Okay, so Reflect AI is basically a mental health AI platform. So basically, it just incorporates various different types of AI. In this case, we have Wiza, which is an AI mental health companion that uses various different strategies that have been approved, like clinically validated, such as cognitive behavioral therapy,
Okay.
dialectical behavioral therapy, and mindfulness. And then we
Yeah.
have Kintsugi, which is another AI
Mm-hmm.
platform that's a voice journaling
Mm-hmm.
platform. So people can talk to it and it will write it down for you.
Mm-hmm.
It can help with reflection. We have Earkick, which is a kind of like a therapist. So you can discuss with it and
Mm-hmm.
it can offer real-time support, like breathing
Yeah.
exercises to help people calm down and also like guided self-care sessions.
Yeah.
And then we have Call Annie, which is basically if you
Yeah.
just want to talk to someone and you
Yeah.
don't
I
have anyone, you can talk to AI.
I like this one. Yeah. I like this one. And what I would do is maybe focus it in on college students where you're
Mhm.
unique. And you can review it and then think about maybe working with therapists and counselors as a companion with them as well. And then you even can think about other open products that you can concentrate and give almost set prompts. For instance, anxiety for taking tests and work it through in terms of the college environment.
So Janice is here.
Yeah.
Or Giannis, I should
Yeah.
say.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do. I will add that to the.
Yeah, so I'll approve that. And the rest of them we can go through, but I like this because you know it so well. And then you're going to be unique. So think about your project is something that you folks know how to explain, that you're familiar with the topic. And that's why I like, there's a lot with mental health, but what yours is unique is in the college environment, and combine it with possibly peer-to-peer or other therapists, and you may even want to go to the counseling center here on campus and see, broach it with them of what kinds of apps are available for them. Okay. And Giannis, is Henrik here too?
I just realized it's his AI note taker, so
Oh,
we can keep going.
it's exactly what you
Yeah.
said, right? They're coming in before the actual people. So do you see this, folks? That we have, instead of the real person here, we have the note taker. And on Saturday, I was on a call and I was just with the note taker, and the actual person didn't come. But Giannis is here. I see Giannis. Giannis, you're here. Giannis Moore? I see I don't see his face.
Oh yeah, he is here, just
Yeah,
muted.
getting my mic set up. Okay, he's here. And let me just note from Giannis. Giannis, is Henrik coming too? I guess we'll.
He said yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, good. So we're setting up. So it's I'm basically Giannis, where we have a speaker wherever he is in the world. Guess what time it is in the world? It's 3 a.m. for him in the world. Can you imagine? That is called someone that is really willing to be outstanding, go through it. We have other students that have, been in other countries through, other types of issues here, but I give you credit for allowing you to do that. So while you set up, Giannis, I'm waiting for Henrik as well, okay? So I'm just going to share my screen a bit to be able, and you'll see here now. You'll let me know when, Daniel, you'll let me know when Henrik comes in as well.
He just came in.
He just came in. Okay, good. And then we'll be able to do that and in group 3, you can see in the final project under proposals, let me just finish in FinSight, AI consulting, and brand. And we were basically, both I think are acceptable. You can decide which one you feel that your group can be more passionate about. Okay, so Giannis is here. Henrik, hi, how are you? Good to see you. You can see that we have our class is really so appreciative that you guys have come out to see us, to talk about caller IDs and basically intelligent AIs and voice agents, and you can give us an overview, and then maybe you'll come back and we can have another discussion just about your business model. It sounds quite interesting.
There we go.
And Henrik and Giannis, I'm so good to see you. So how would you like to do this, Henrik and Giannis, and start in describing this?
We can maybe start with a little intro so that everyone understands who we are.
Okay, and good, and introduce yourself. And I found you on YouTube, And you do a great job. So I'm glad that you could come in, and we'll see how we'll take some of our group of interested students. They'll be asking questions along the way as well. So we'll
There you
make it
go.
fun. So you want to start, Giannis, or Enrique? I'll give you both to introduce
Sure.
yourself.
Yeah, you want to go, Giannis?
Sure, yeah. I will, sure. Yeah, my name's Janis Moore. So I have been in the AI space for probably 3 years now. I actually built a workflow automation tool in 2027 that I exited in 23. And for anyone who doesn't know what a workflow automation tool is, simply imagine some sort of software that can connect the dots in between technology. So you have something like Zoom here, and you want this to talk to another note taker that can take notes. Whatever is in between, this is kind of what I built. So it's kind of the glue between different softwares. And from there on, I started my YouTube journey and landed somehow with voice AI, and that became a pretty big success. In fact, so big that we started our own educational program. And this is kind of where we pull all of our learnings from that we hopefully can pass along to a couple of you as well. So that are my few cents from my side. Giving it over to Henrik.
Yeah, thanks, Giannis. Me and Giannis met last year, about halfway through last year. And since then, we've created over 60 voice AI projects for businesses, private people. Probably made like over $250,000 last year in the first year with it. And yeah, we're looking to now help educate people on how to do basically what we did. And I built the things, so in the back. So if you guys have any questions about how the technology works, etc., welcome to help you out with that. And by the way, hello everyone from Miami. Haven't actually talked to anyone there before, so hey. I think
Yeah.
we can then jump into the
Yeah, we could definitely. One thing that we should
presentation,
maybe
right?
mention is that like the projects that we've created actually haven't been just for small or medium-sized businesses. We've also worked with Fortune 200 companies. So the reason I mentioned is just for you to understand that there's actually no limit towards where you can implement these solutions. It can literally be from your best friend towards the biggest corporations out there.
And can you just give us an example of what were those? What was the problems that you solved? Just even
One of them was a lead reactivation system. That's what we called it. So there was a bunch of candidates signing up to a job. There was 8,000 of them every single month in this particular Fortune 200 company, and they had no way of contacting them. So our job was to contact those people who applied to a job and tell them, hey, you guys didn't get the job, unfortunately, but we'd love to keep you on. And then we ask them a bunch of screening questions. And then once they get past that screening questions, then they get passed on to the next part of the like the candidate process or
And this was
applying process.
you called them or you sent them email? How did you contact
Yeah, we
them?
called them once or twice, and then depending on the outcomes, we also SMS them, and then they could call us back. So it was mainly a
Okay, and it was
phone-based
all
system.
using a voice agent.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, it
Okay.
was
We
like
generate-
what we used to do in like 2 months of work, a human would have used for the same equivalent around 2 years. So it just puts in perspective that it's pretty much not feasible for a normal human to handle something like this. While
Okay.
generating on top of that, like I think nearly $500,000 worth of new pipeline revenue from these clients, these lead reactivations alone.
Mm-hmm.
And 58 people got jobs. It was cool.
And what?
58 people got jobs out of it too.
I got. How did they get jobs out of it?
Yeah, so once they get past the screening process, they get passed on
Oh, okay,
to
you passed the next step and then they got it. Okay, and you
Yeah,
used
yeah.
voice agents to do you called outbound.
Yep.
Okay, great.
It's like a no-brainer offer. I mean, it cost them maybe like $5K to run it, and then I mean they got at least $500,000 worth out of it. So
Okay.
you guys can definitely sell for like for big bucks there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. So let's see. Did you want to do your presentation? You want to share? You can share your screen if you'd like.
Of course.
Do you know? Can we help you?
Yeah, I'm not a Zoomie.
Yeah,
so
you go.
I
Yeah, you got it. It's
think
not
I'm
a big
doing it. Is
deal.
that right?
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Perfect. Okay, we can see it.
Great.
And we have your slides, so we'll be able to post your slides.
Yeah, guys, so if you're like watching from home or whatever, no need to quickly take down notes. Everything will be given over to your professor, and then we're also any resources and stuff that you guys want. I've got like step-by-step things that you could take after this, so you don't have to like record or even like take notes real quick.
Yeah, and we have all your we have it available to us, and we'll post it too.
Yeah, easy, perfect. That
Gamma's
sounds
such a
great.
great tool as well.
Which one?
Gamma.
Yeah,
Gamma's
Gamma's
awesome.
amazing. Yeah. So yeah, welcome to your Voice AI crash course. And what we're going to build your first AI phone agent or voice agent. You guys met us already, Henrik and Yanis, and we run Voice AI Bootcamp. And thank you to the University of Miami. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, Yanis, I'll go through this one, okay? And then maybe we can like swap between them.
Whatever you want, sure.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so today what we're going to look at is what is voice AI. Maybe some of you are sitting here, what the hell is that? And we're going to look at another platform called Vappy, which actually we'll go a little bit into what that is and how it works. And we're going to build out a real use case demo. Thirdly, we'll look at some use cases and opportunities that you guys could use for your own business ideas. And fourthly, we'll look at on how to actually build your demo yourself, and then a walkthrough, and then I'll leave some resources towards the end so you guys can just replicate exactly what I'm going to do today.
And Henrik, let me just put a note here, is our students will be using Vappy, and they'll be incorporating it into their projects and the voice AI. So this is perfect. So
Yep.
it isn't just some esoteric, we worked with it together. It's not an esoteric just project, but they will all of our students will be able to use that for their projects and on their own.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to put this onto your guys' Wix
Right.
website, and then also put a number on your Wix website.
Right.
Yeah. I'm assuming all of you guys use Wix, right? That's
We're
what I got.
we're gonna start. We have an academic relationship with Wix, so they're providing us with the paid version. So they're
Amazing.
providing us with the business plan, so all of our students will get their own domain name, and they'll be able to use all the features on their business version.
Killer. Okay, wicked. Yanis, would you like to help me out with this one?
Sure, definitely. So for anyone that never heard of voice AI, you probably have potentially even interacted with it with companies already. What we previously had, and that was kind of the initial step towards automation, was these IVR systems. That's how we call them. So when you're in a phone hotline and you hear something like, if you want to talk to a member, please press 1. If you want to continue in English, please press 2, etc. So that was the first iteration. And now we actually have it that you can talk in conversational language with an AI, with a robot. And that kind of creates this illusion of talking to a human, which feels a bit weird initially because you actually think it's a human, but it's just AI. And I think this is kind of the beauty of it that we also use for selling, but later to that. So what we do with this is we leverage something called orchestration layer, which is basically just orchestrating multiple services into one that makes us basically give this illusion in the first place. And because it's technology, as you can imagine, it's available 24/7. 24/7 is great because you don't need to pay insurances for your employee. They will always be available, and they will always be trained on data that you can feed it that just bootstraps this whole thing so much quicker. And I would even say the 24/7 availability and never takes a break is also a big one towards selling points whenever you sell these solutions to a business, because they obviously struggle a lot with after-hour calls, maybe even with in-hour calls, but then not being able to handle these calls because they're currently in the talks with the customer, etc. And these orchestration layers is something that people started to capitalize on in the very beginning of 2024, or I would even say early at the end of 2023. And Vapi, one of the platforms we're going to use today, is one of those orchestration layers that basically combines the main tools to make all of this happen, which is usually a sort of layer that can understand your speech and transcribe this to text, then send it off to an LLM, something like OpenAI, and then get it back and transcribe the text back to speech via another provider. And this orchestration is basically what these platforms take care of. So they take off all the heavy lifting for you, and we just leverage the information and one of the most important skills you can learn nowadays, which is prompt engineering. But that said, I'm going to pass it over to Henrik.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so you said VAPI handles all that orchestration layer kind of stuff, and it basically just handles all the hard stuff for us, so we can just use something out of the box. And you can tell exactly what to say and how to act. So if you depends on your use cases, which we'll go through in a bit. I'll show you guys what kind of use cases you guys can leverage for yourselves. And then you can most importantly connect these to phone numbers, websites, and apps. There's also demo links. I'll show you guys how to send off demo links to prospects that you guys have or might have. So this is I just built a few of these out actually. We sold them for one was for 4K, another one was for 8K upfront fee. The problem with this plumbers, this one was in Vancouver, Portland area. They were getting about 100 calls a day, and 80 of them were spam calls. Imagine getting 100 calls and 80% of your calls were just people trying to sell you stuff. So that was his main pain point. And our solution was to help him with that. The third problem was that he had one SDR, which is like a sales representative, and a CSR, which is like a customer rep. And they had trouble dealing with the bookings, with taking on all the phone calls. It was just too much for them to do. So without having to pay them more money or finding more people, because it cost them about $14,000 to hire someone from I think he had some people from the Philippines. It's about 14K a person per year to do this job. So without having to pay another 14K for like another 2 or 3 people, you just implement this system and you can scale without having to employ others and train them each time. Anyway, the other fourth pain point of his was that he lost about 3 customers a day, and he says his average tickets size was around 2K. This was because some emergency calls were equal to between like $2,000 and $8,000, depending on the emergency. So average, it turned out to be about 2K, and he lost 3 a day. So I mean, good price is actually quite high, because then you're really saving him a lot of money or making him a lot of money towards the end. So our solution was to AI answers all calls, only passes the qualified leads, so it gets rid of the spam, and then we can also handle bigger volume of calls. And I've got a demo here for you guys, and as all demos, I'm really stressed for it because they never bloody work for me and I just built a really quick website on Wix, and I just completely got AI to make it for me. I might have to share my screen with all that tab though for you guys to hear it. Just stick with me while I try and figure that out.
Yeah,
You
I think
guys
in
know
Zoom
how
you
to
have
share
a
just
setting. You have like a checkbox there when you share it. If you want to share the sound as well.
Yeah, where was that?
I think our sound is set. Try it and see.
Yeah, we'll just try it. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, if
So
you
on the
stop sharing
bottom,
and then you share again, you can share the sound. It's an option on the right sidebar.
okay, let's just do that. Oh, okay, I see. Got it.
Perfect.
I actually need my password for it to work. Crazy. Talk to this widget. When you click on start call, you should be able to hear it.
Hello, welcome to LeadFlow Pro. You're calling us on a recorded line. How can I help?
You can hear it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
hey.
I can hear you.
Yeah, hey, do you guys want Google SEO?
Thanks for asking. What company are you with?
Yeah, I'm from Dynaflow. Can I speak to the owner?
Appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah. So very quick demo, but the point is they literally wanted that to happen. So someone always asks for the owner, or they want Google SEO, or they want the car washed. Like they get a lot of that. And our job was to literally just ask like some kind of qualifying question to make sure we actually understood it right. And if not, we just hang up. That's all they wanted. So like that was a real use case I've actually got working right now. They're doing 100 calls a day. There's lots of other ones, so you guys could technically try it out. I mean, you're at your home, you see the URL, you could try it out yourself. But this one also on the live version does appointment booking. It transfers to 3 different departments. It does payment and billing, transfers over to the parts person. So if someone's like want to order a part or pay for a part, they can go to that guy. And obviously it does the spam protection stuff and some basic FAQ, like, are you guys open on Sundays, or like, do you do emergency stuff, things like that. And yeah, we also put our phone number on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys exactly on how to do that, how to put this widget on your Wix website, and then how to like plug in a number in here so that it'll work for you.
It'd be nice in the way that you can do in anything else, that you can click on the number when you were on the Wix site, and then later on, of course, it could port you as well. If you were on your phone, you could just click on that number. It'd be nice. What's nice that I like, Henrik, is that you stop the spam. That a lot of times they're having spams. There are certain questions that you kind of made that it would just hang up on them. So that was nice as well.
Yep,
but you could get real customers as well to answer questions.
Today we don't have the ability to like click on the number, but it's
I know, but I mean,
possible.
but you could, it's possible.
You could.
Right.
Yeah. Great. So all good to get started then?
Yes. Let's get started with VAPI. So it's basically VAPI we had showed before.
Yep, exactly. So you guys will get this resource right here. It's a Notion website. It'll look exactly like this. And I'm just going to go through more or less the steps that you guys will see later on. So step 1 is we're going to set up the Vapian assistant. And there's like a bunch of steps here that I'd really do step out for you guys. But the thing for this particular demo I care about is these 2 things. I'm just going to head back into my Vapi account. So this is the Miami Plumber example that I just showed you guys that I have hooked up to that Wix website. What I'm going to do is replicate exactly what I did to set all this up to then make it work on the website. So there's a few buttons to click, and on the left-hand side, we've got a bunch of stuff. And the only thing we really care about is this Assistants tab right here. We click on that, and there's a button right here says Create Assistant. We create it, get a bunch of options. We just select blank template. We create the assistant. And now we've got an assistant created. Like that's as easy as that. And the only things we really care about right now is this thing called the first message. And it's this system prompt right here. That's the only 2 things we really want to focus on right now. The first message is the thing that the AI agent will always say statically. So in here, I like to put things like, hey, a digital assistant, thanks for calling us on you're calling us on a recorded line. How can I help? Something like that. So I'm letting them know that it's an AI, and we're also recording them just for like, it's usually good practice. So I'm just going to jump into a Notion, copy these over, and just paste them in. And this prompt is pretty big. The only thing you really, I'm not sure if we want to go into this at all.
Can maybe slightly touch it, like just the overview.
Just the overview. So basically, let the students know VAPI gives templates already, like for customer support. So they could possibly use that as well. And then if they use, for instance, customer support, they could add or modify some of those prompts.
Yeah,
correct.
Like this prompt here, you could have it really simple. You could say, you are a student from the uni of Miami,
right?
And like that's it. That's literally a prompt. So when you call it and you ask it, who are you or where you're from, it'll say I am a student and I am from Miami. So that's like the super basics. But I've got a really big big blown one
Wow.
here because
Oh,
I
that
actually
that'd be
used one
interesting.
from.
And you have this prompt for the students that they can review.
Yep. So you guys
Perfect.
could, I got told that some of you guys know how to use ChatGPT and maybe Claude. So what you
Right.
could do is say, use this example prompt and turn it into the context or example that I want to put it into.
As like a
And
wealth
then
manager or a mental health
exactly,
assistant or something
yeah,
like that. They could take that with you.
yeah.
That's
So this
that's
is
a
like a,
great idea. So they
yeah,
could take it. Or could they use one of the templates and then modify some of those templates that they have? What would you suggest? Use some of those templates at the beginning that they
yeah. I
have.
mean, the templates are amazing to start off with, especially if you're just starting out and playing
Yeah,
around for sure.
that,
Yeah.
that's great idea. I have suggested in the past that the students just pick a template, like the support or something like that, and then they can modify then some of those assistant prompts, and they could, like you said, bring it into Chat GPT and modify it as well.
Yeah. Here you're basically just telling it what it's gonna do. I've also
Right.
like pranked my friends with this. Like I sent a prank call to my mate as like a female voice agent to like marry him. She was asking him that. I
Yeah, we
sent a
don't want to
prank
go
call to my
down that
sister
road.
as
Right,
well.
right. We don't want to
I,
go
you
into
know,
spamming these. Yeah, but you
yeah,
can see that they have, what's unique here is it has the pound sign for basically the tag, like for the role, the context, the live
yeah, these things, yeah.
representative request.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
exactly.
call them Markdown language. They were actually initially invented for humans to make a sort of text-based version of formatting content.
Right.
But
An
because we
XML
see
type.
something as a title, the AI can basically understand it in a similar way. So we
Yeah.
basically use it to give certain text more meaning.
Okay, great. So either they could do a blank one. What we've done in the past had them just use the regular templates, the 4 sample templates they have. But you can see the difference of the responses, and you can make it more or less elaborate.
Just plug it in my AirPods. All right. There is like a bunch of other settings that we can choose, but I don't think for just the sake of time and clarity, because you guys can read this later if you actually want to get into the nitty-gritty. But the idea is you just need 2 things to make it work, and that's the first message and the assistant prompt. You just click on publish up here. Once that's done, am I still sharing, guys? I'm not sure if it's still working. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and then once you've got this done in here, you'll scroll all the way down, and we actually have this option for a widget. This is where you can copy some code that you can then just put into your Wix website.
Right.
So how you
And
do that
that's
is,
important. And then we'll have that as part of our instructions. Daniel will put it into our instructions of how to incorporate this into their Wix site. So
yeah,
they'll
so I've
have
actually got the steps
agent.
right here.
Right,
No, the
perfect.
third one embed widget into Wix, and I've got the steps here. But the
Perfect.
important thing is for this to actually work, you need the
Which we do
paid on
have.
Wix. Yeah.
That's the beauty. Since we have the academic, we will have the paid version. So have that academic partnership.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And we need to have a connected or bought domain connected to your website. Otherwise,
Which we
we can't.
do.
Okay, perfect.
So we'll
Great.
have a domain name as well.
So yeah, exactly what I did here. We scroll all the way down, just go all the way down on the assistant. And we then click on this button right here. It says customize. And we click on that. We choose voice and then we just click on copy. That's literally it. So we grab this now. We go into our Wix dashboard. And in this dashboard, we have this settings area right here. And it will take you to, and we want to look for custom code. So you can even like find it and just find custom code. Click on this and you'll be taken to a screen that looks like so. I've already got one, but I can even just delete it. So I'll start from scratch and show you guys. You can click on this button and it says paste the code snippet here. Just paste that in, click on apply, and that's it.
Yep, should be at the body, basically the ending of the body.
Yeah, right at the end. Like, so you got 1, 2, 3, your third one right here.
Right.
Yeah. So now when I refresh my website, I lost it, this one. I had it as white before. I think it should be black with green right now. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Talk, and this one is a talk with AI. So you can put whatever comment you wanted.
Yeah,
That's
you can. Yeah. So you can customize it. So if you go, I didn't show it, but you can scroll down and you can actually change the colors, like the theme.
Yeah.
You know, if your website's main color is like blue, for example, you can change it to blue. You can change where it is on their website, like on the top left, you know,
Right.
bottom left, whatever. And here's where you can change the widget title, for example. Yeah, so that's the widget. Do you guys have any questions about that before I go to the phone number version?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Excellent, cool. And then with the phone number section, there is another part in VAPI called phone numbers. And VAPI is awesome because it actually gives you free phone numbers you can use. Just be mindful that when you buy a phone number through this button right here, so create phone number, when you buy the free version, you have a limit of 10 outbound calls. So if you guys want to do any outbound calls, you are capped to 10 a day. But inbound's pretty much free to go. You
So
might get a
inbound, we're not limited with inbound
exactly, yeah.
now with VAPI. And that's what
Yeah.
they'll be doing in their projects. They'll be doing inbound. So they
Inbound,
can try
perfect.
it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, then you get this activation period here just for 2 minutes, and that just stops people from like spam buying phone numbers. That's all it is really. But once you buy a phone number, we will then scroll down to where it says inbound phone number, and underneath it, there's a part in here that says assistant. I didn't name my assistant. I probably should have, but it was called new assistant. I can go back and change the name, but it was called new assistant, the one we just created. And then you assign it, you scroll back up because we need to save what we just did. Otherwise, that assistant won't be assigned to this phone number.
So you have that voice assigned to that phone number.
Exactly, yeah. So whatever prompt, whatever voice you guys choose, and there's lots of cool voices you guys can choose. I didn't show that yet, but yeah, you can assign that. And then all I really did is just grab this phone number, copied it, went into my editor, and just pasted it into here.
Yeah. And what we're adding, Henrik, is we're also looking at what we call, I think I mentioned it before, vanity phone numbers. That a phone number that spells like almost like even 1-800-CHAT-GPT, that you could have it. We have the students try with other software programs to see if we can get a phone number that spells something. And the problem with 800 numbers is you pay for each call, but local numbers, you don't have to pay. So for instance, in our last class, we had someone that did Whiz More Biz. They found the phone number, or they found USA Manuel, or the Psycho. So it was interesting. So you could even, if you were lucky enough, if you followed some of those phone numbers, what they had, you could try, for instance, 719 plumber, something like that, you could then assign it that it could be memorable. So that's what they're going to be doing in their assignment, is they're going to try out to see if the group can find something that would be memorable with their phone number, the number matching the letters in the keypad.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you guys want to choose the number you have to buy, because when you buy it through here, you get a completely random one.
Right.
So don't know if we have time for it, but we'll go through. There's a service called Twilio.
Twilio, yeah. We may
Yeah, and
have
then
we also have a partnership with them, yeah, where you can
cool.
get numbers as well. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have time right now, but we're just going to be using what's available, and we'll try to find. We found last time, like the numbers for USA, they basically take a block. For instance, VAPI have a block of numbers, and the area code, we also even try to see if it makes, like 786 spells run. USA, you can have it.
Makes
So
sense.
you could really do a number of different ways, but we got the idea.
Yep. Would anyone like to call that phone number? I've just changed the first message to Hello, University of Miami. I should say that.
Yeah, we can. So Daniel, you want to call that, or I can, so what's the number?
Just on my screen.
Yeah, let's just see here. Yeah.
University of Miami. You're calling us on a recorded line. How can I help?
Yes, I wanted to find out. We are here with Henrik and Giannis. They're explaining about call numbers. And can you tell me about your business?
Sure, we are LeadFlow Pro, and we specialize in residential plumbing services in the Portland and Vancouver area. Whether it's fixing leaks, handling emergencies, or installing new fixtures, we have trained technicians ready to assist. How can I help you today?
Yes, I am so stressed with my toilet leaking. Can you give me some exercises for my stress, maybe breathing exercises?
Really sorry to hear about the stress you're going through with the toilet leak. I can definitely help you with your plumbing issue, and we can have someone assist you shortly. To get started, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
This is Dr. Rush.
Thank you, Dr. Rush. I'm Carmela, and I'm going to take care of you today. That leak sounds...
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. What's the best number to reach you on?
Okay, we got that.
Yeah, you can hang up. Yeah. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for demoing that. That actually went really well for a demo. Great.
And do you have your mind, because some of these are pre-trained, so I had tried it earlier, and Carmela gave me breathing exercises too when I said I was stressed. So this is nice too, because they were coming with pre-trained models that it can go broader. Or you
yeah, this use case is meant to, take your name, phone number, and then just kind of pass you on to help you out with your issue.
Yeah.
But you can definitely have ones that actually help you do meditation for sure. You just have to write the prompt for it.
Yeah.
Okay, our goal with prompt engineering in general is making it more stupid rather than smart, because it is smart out of the box and we need to limit it. Otherwise, it does whatever it wants.
You're basically restricting it.
Yeah, we give it guidelines.
Right, you're giving it guardrails, but very restrict guardrails.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want to try this one, Giannis?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, we've been in the space since literally the beginning of the release of the first voice AI orchestration layer out there. And since then, we have never really niched down, because we wanted to always stay more general to really understand the market and see what's at the forefront. But what the cool thing is about this whole space is that we have seen literally industries where we haven't even expected initially that voice AI could be potentially be implemented. And that doesn't even mean that this specific industry had phone calls in the first place. It might even be that we introduced phone calls by things like follow-up agents or pre-appointment reminders, etc. And it has allowed just such a variety from single person companies up to billion-dollar enterprises to actually leverage voice AI, which is just really, really cool to see. So you can literally just be as flexible as you can potentially think of, whether or not maybe even just try leveraging for your own business or for your family's business or anyone that you know. There's always a need for voice AI. And because it's such a shiny thing, mostly anyone sees the value, because if they think that an AI can do the same a human can do, they probably think immediately about automation and time saving and basically even making more money. So all of that is just a really cool aspect of this industry we are in. And because it's so new, we see it's just accelerating. It's definitely way quicker accelerating than we even think of. I mean, to put this in perspective, I'm getting hit at least twice a week with a new SaaS tool coming out in the voice AI space. This is not a business inquiry. This is a new SaaS, a new company being formed that does voice AI stuff. So it's crazy what tremendous potential there is. And I believe it doesn't go anywhere. I'm a big believer that voice AI is the main interface that we are going to use to communicate generally with technology. And if you see and understand that, you probably know that there's a lot to come.
Yeah. So here's some examples of what voice AI can actually do. And I want to show you guys 5 use cases that we've built and what we've called them. So we actually mentioned this one before, and this was the lead re-engagement or lead revivification, whatever you want to call it. And it just calls dead leads. So every single business most likely has someone that has bought something from them and they've signed up to the business. And our job is to call them up and just remind them that we are here and we have stuff to sell or help them with something. This brings back massive ROI on a small investment, and that's the one I mentioned to you guys before with the talent acquisition with the candidates. The other one is lead qualification. So collects info before a human gets involved. We've built for insurance companies, for lawyers, contractors, and e-commerce has been actually a quite popular client of ours. And they're like e-commerce stores that sold like really high ticket items for anywhere between $20,000 and $40,000 each. And we help them do like 3,000 calls a month on average. And before they had like 5 to 6 people working on the phones, now they just have one customer support lady. So we save them like 200K a year. Anyway, the caller then leaves details and gets called back when they're qualified. Then the third use case is like a customer success, and this one is mainly for inbound, and it does a lot of stuff. And I mean, each one of these could actually be just one voice AI agent.
Yeah, I could see it as one agent each of them, and you combine them.
Yeah, but we have we have an AI agent that does actually all these in one go. It's a massive system, but it's taken us like 8 months to build. So if you guys want to have like something quicker and maybe doesn't cost as much, but is a quicker turnaround, and you get really you help out the business a lot quicker, then something like a FAQ agent's really good one. Because you not sure if you guys worked in something like Kmart. I come from Australia, and we have like a store that has everything in it. And people, all they do is they call up and just say, "Are you guys open today? What time are you guys open?" That's like the 90% of the time. That's the question. So if you just alleviate them of having to pick up the phone like 50 times a day just for those questions, then you're really helping out the business. And the fourth one is the after hours agent, and this one forwards numbers after 5 p.m., for example. So when the business closes, and this was a no-brainer offer, because what's the damage in setting up your voice AI agent for a business that's like maybe hesitant to use voice AI, where you can show them the benefits of just setting up after hours? I mean, what's it going to hurt them if you make them a few $1,000s when they're not working? I mean, yeah. And then what then usually happens in those systems is we leave them notifications for the day team. So as soon as they wake up, say like 7 or 8 a.m., they've got a full dashboard full of people that called them. They could just call back straight away. And the spam protection one is like the plumber one I just showed you guys at the start.
Then when they get basically what you get is all the spammers trying to spam you, right? So what are the basically is one is how do you prevent when people are saying when you do the outbound of spamming? Is there any rules that you have to do where people are saying, I don't want to have an agent that's spamming?
Sorry, I don't understand.
They usually have do not call lists.
Right.
Like every person can put their number on a do not call list and isn't allowed to call. They can still be called theoretically, but it's very highly regulated, and I wouldn't definitely not recommend that anyone.
Right. Okay.
If you guys noticed, I actually mentioned warm outbound. It's completely different from cold. So warm is people who know the business and usually within 90 days of being in touch or having.
So I'm familiar with the business. I'm just not getting spammed, right? That I don't want to.
Yeah. Cool. And I already did that actually, so I think I got the order wrong. But I just touch that on here. I'll leave the link to the resource below, so we can go through that later
we
on.
can share that.
And we can probably skip that.
And we can. Yeah, and we'll post all of your information and your slides as well. And basically that point. And then can you tell us about your school? Maybe you can stop sharing.
Stop sharing for
that we can see each other all together.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, how do I do that? Stop share. Right. Gotcha.
Okay, right. And now what I'd like to hear from you is you're having a school. Can you tell us about your school? Your boot camp?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, it's basically our way of making sure we can educate, recruit, and spread more talent in the voice AI market. It was actually very interesting because it originated out of the fact that we had so many leads that we couldn't serve them ourselves, which kind of still is the case. I mean, right now we probably decline around 98% of our lead flow.
Wow.
And if you think about the opportunities that are just getting lost by that, that really hurts, right? And because of that, we were like, what is the best way on how we can still somehow convert them?
Mhm.
And because there wasn't any talent around, it was obviously closest to us to say, okay, we got to recruit people. So why not do this on a mass scale? Since we already have the reach, why not just start some sort of community where we can all learn together, where we can all teach each other the newest tech on what voice AI is, how it works, all the tips and tricks.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what we did. That's when we formed Voice AI Bootcamp, where we are now literally just teaching that.
Okay, so they sign up for your boot camp, and how it's I imagine it's online, and is it synchronous, asynchronous? How does that work, your boot camp?
Yeah, it's basically we have a whole course setup where everyone can learn at their own pace. And we have usually also a weekly call where we go over general questions there where people that are actively working and can come with their actual problems and ask us pretty much anything.
And are you charging for this? Yeah.
The school is completely free. We have a more elite program that kind of originated out of the fact that people have really struggled keeping themselves consistent. So many are just slacking and dropping off. And this is kind of our way on making sure we can give people accountable, basically actionables, and make sure they can push through harder times, because harder times are, in fact, always there whenever you build a business. So that's kind of like why we have that.
Okay, and so where are your bottlenecks, you'd say, both of you, in your business?
It's probably still making sure we can keep people more accountable. It's if you ask any kind of LLM in that, it should answer you in one word what is the biggest issue people are dropping off or not making it with their
You're
agency.
talking about, I'm talking about even your business. I'm not even talking about in your school. I'm talking about in your business where
Oh, in the agency itself.
Yeah, in your company where you're going out to
It's
company.
probably still like the amount of people we can take on, because we do one specific thing different than everything we teach, which is that we are more a general agency. We usually go the route of a person starts an agency, they create a service, they templatize it, they turn it into a SaaS, and then probably exit it later down the way for a few $1 million. That's the nicest way. And that's something we don't do because we want to understand the market. So we take a lot of different industries to get a better picture of what's happening and to make sure we stay up to date. And as you can imagine, if you start over and over again every single time, that's a big pain because you basically can't scale as easily and templatize things. So that is, I would say, probably one of the biggest issues we have. But it kind of like goes together with the greater good of us learning more in the space and helping others again.
So you're trying now, if I'm correct, now you're trying to go to a number of different industries so you can understand different industries, and then later on you think you're going to focus in certain industries, or?
I don't think so. At least for me, it's I don't have the urge of creating another agency. Like I said, I already did a software exit before. I know how cool software exits are, and that's probably something we focus more towards. So that might be even like bundling an educational program with actual software. So you bring both of this together, then you have both worlds combined in one. And to be fair, it's really damn satisfying seeing someone actually make something out of themselves or start their own business. I'm all about freedom, and the more freedom we can enable, the better.
And how do you see us working together? What attracted, I reached out to you, and we do, as you can understand, a number of academic partnerships with a number of companies. So how do you see us? How can we help you, or how can we work
Number
together?
one thing is I'm really excited about, I used to be a teacher, so I'm super keen just to educate people on the possibilities of this new technology and just sharing that around. That's number one thing.
Yeah, people are really afraid of AI. We see this literally all the time. Especially businesses are really afraid that they get replaced by AI. And I believe if you're at the forefront and you focus more towards the business or the actual let's say, more human-like interactions, you have a way higher chance of survival rather than focusing on the tech itself. So yeah, it's normal that there's a change, but we basically try to stay at the forefront and see that not every change is bad and that you can go with the time and actually still make a living from that. Quite a good living, in fact.
Okay, great. I appreciate it. I'm going to open up any questions from our students. Anyone? You can. Anything that you want to ask these folks?
Which AI tool do you find the most useful day to day?
Good. For productivity, we use like a voice transcription software. That's probably the coolest one because it triples the speed at which you can type at. You can put it into any kind of platform. You guys may have heard of a thing called Whisperflow. If not, I can put the link in a sec. That's one. And then my other favorite one is Claude. That's the Anthropic version of ChatGPT. And I love that one. It actually speaks to me. It called me dude yesterday. So yeah, I'm pretty keen on Claude on that. Why is it good? Is because it helps me I do a lot of like a variety of things. I do post, I do content, coding, I make my own GitHub repositories. I also need to brainstorm a lot of things on where to go with business and where to go with life sometimes even. And it's really good with pretty much anything. I throw it at it. That's my two favorite ones. What about you, Yannis?
Yeah, like Hendrik said, I think a transcriber is probably one of the most powerful things. In fact, we actually are currently creating a tool for ourselves that is going to be part of our community to kind of like bridge that gap on helping people make more money with voice AI. I'm a big believer in voice AI, right? So if you can speak to your notebook, it's so much more efficient than typing. And we are meant to speak rather than type. So there's definitely a lot of time to be saved. And if you combine that with the powers of AI, we soon probably won't need to talk anymore or write anymore much on our notebooks because we can literally just outsource that to voice. So that's going to be a very exciting part. So I would definitely say anything that is transcription related is really, really cool. And one thing that I work a lot with, I'm not sure, it depends really on your specific needs or industry or whatever you're trying to do. I'm a big fan of FAL AI. So it's basically an image generation platform that combines pretty much all of the latest and biggest models out there for text to image, from image to image, from text to video, etc. So you have Sora 2, Veo 3, you have basically all of the big providers. And the cool thing is you can also train a Flux model, for example. It's basically an image generation AI on your face. So if you feed it 20 pictures of you, you can literally just train that model on it and you can generate the most random pictures of yourself and basically spread them online. That's something I use quite a lot for YouTube. And that's a massive game changer. It saves me literally hours every single week.
So how does it save you hours every single week?
Before that, we basically had to create thumbnails manually, right? So I would need to record B-roll. I need to go and basically grab a camera, have portraits being shot of myself in different poses, etc. And then I'd need an editor cutting all of this together. I can literally now generate a really damn good thumbnail in probably a few seconds just because of that. If there's an angle I have not had of myself, I can Photoshop myself riding a raccoon, like the weirdest stuff. It doesn't necessarily matter. So it can just all be done, and it's just such a massive game changer. So even if you need professional pictures, you can use the same thing for that. It's incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else before I let these folks go? I want to thank you so much. We'll talk. Well, I'm going to see you in my second class. I don't believe you, Yannis. What time is it now? Where are you, by the way, Yannis?
I'm in Vietnam. It's 3:41 over
Vietnam.
here.
You went to Vietnam from
Yep.
Dubai. You went to Vietnam, and what is it?
Yep.
4 o'clock in the morning or something there?
Yeah, close to.
I really, can you imagine that? I really appreciate these folks from coming by. So I'll see you around 5 my time, 5:30. You can come in a little bit earlier and we'll discuss that. And then afterwards, we'll have a discussion together on really how we can form an academic partnership of what we can do really together, because our students are really eager to embrace AI and think about ways in which they can use it, and maybe they can help you as well. We can help each other. That's what I think is great about this
Yeah.
world.
Could you guys
Okay.
drop any comments in the chat? Maybe let us know what kind of use cases you guys thought of. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm curious what you guys have thought about today's presentation and if the use cases are good or not.
Yeah.
I'll be keen to hear that.
Okay. Marco, do you have any comments?
No, it was very cool to hear about everything you guys have done. My dad actually does AI. He creates agents, so it was kind of cool to
Cool.
hear from
Love
your
it.
perspective.
Wicked.
Yeah. I think it, and are you using, do you use VAPI quite a bit in your work or other platforms?
If that was a question to us, we mainly use VAPI
Yeah.
and retail. Oh, yeah.
Henrik,
I thought it was
are
to, okay.
yeah, are you using VAPI quite a bit?
Yeah, I guess on the use case, but
Yeah.
mainly we swap between VAPI and retail. If I get into a bit more heavy kind of workload, there's a platform called LifeKit. It's a bit more developer friendly. So yeah, sometimes we use that as well.
Okay, great. Okay, we'll let you go and take a break. I'll see you soon. And thank you so much. I think bringing it to real, and we'll be implementing our projects, and then maybe we'll have you come back and you can see what the students have produced, in their project, and see if
Looking
there's any
forward to it.
synergy there.
Sounds great.
Okay, thank you very much, Henrik
Thank you
and
for having
Thanks,
us.
guys. Thanks for
I
having us on.
appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.
Take care.
Thanks. Okay. So I didn't think they were so successful. Do you see that with companies? 250K, not bad, of two guys giving these voice agents. So we'll give it a try. Any comments? Stay with me afterwards. We'll the proposals, make sure they're in. We'll be approving it. So for Wednesday, you will have your proposals approved. On Wednesday, we will have set up an assignment to start using Wix for our draft. We will also have a representative from Wix coming in, and she will be showing a program called, what is it? I always want to say 44. What's the full name, Daniel? It's
Base 44?
Base 44, right? It's a company called Base 44. Some of you, I would like you to look at it. It's called Base 44. It was one guy decided to write a program. It took him about a month or two, and he sold it to Wix for $84 million. Everybody hear me? Did you hear that, Brandon? $84 million. And they asked, well, how many people you have in your company? He goes, it's just me. So Wix bought them, and there's a number of companies out there that are doing similar, that will allow you to create an app, a website, a dashboard. So they're trying to figure out how they can, how we can use it. We'll look at it on Wednesday, and you can give me feedback on if this is going to be useful for our project. But I think it's a version of what they call vibe coding. Bobby, have you ever heard of vibe coding? VIBE coding. It's basically you just prompt it and it writes the code. It writes the application for you. So it's called Base 44. So we'll look at that. We'll also start with our next part 2 of our project. Any other questions? If not, Daniel, you want to be so kind and perform our attendance?
Yes.
So I'll stop recording. And you're welcome to leave.